Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Rafi Basuki. I'm the student of Department of English Education, UIN Syarif Hidayatullah, Jakarta. In this video, I would like to explain about 10 articles that I have read before. Let's start to the first article. I will start with an article titled "For the Rich, It's Richer: Print Experience and Environments Offered to the Children in Very Low and Very High Socioeconomic Status First Grade Classrooms." It is discussing about the different printed facilities between very low very low students and very high students in socioeconomic status. This article explains that students who have low socioeconomic status just can't attend the school that has good facilities. They just use one book for school, and they have no library, and it's very contrast with an expensive school that has many qualified facilities, which makes children more excited to read with varieties of book. Next article is still about language, related to the first article, with the title "Excerpts from Tentative Language Laboratory Vocabulary in Spanish." This article is mostly discussed about teaching aid in Spanish, about daily language or basic terms used in Spanish within the school environment in Spain for the teacher abroad. And these terms made by AATSP, the terms, for examples, "start your machine" and "listen to the recording," and many more. This article contains a list of daily language in school in Spanish, translated to English. Now move to the next article. The next article is still related to the previous article. This article mentioned about children. The title is "Semantic and Pragmatic Competence in Children and Adults Comprehension of OR." It's discussed about the difference in language comprehension between children and adults. The most interesting that I found in this article is children more logic than adults. These results show that adults are inconsistent in the first argument of every DE context. Adults don't accept the inclusive reading in the second argument of every a non-DE context. And for children, they clearly differentiate DE and non-DE context, but they still seem to calculate the SI only half of the time. Alternatively, it may rise because children don't focus directly on the felicity of sentences. Children don't lack any kind of pragmatic knowledge, and in particular know which sentence is more appropriate to the context. Next article still talks about language, but in this one we were focusing in internet context. The title is "Confirmed Language Resource for Answering How Type Questions Developed by Using Mailpost to a mailing list. It talks about the advantages of using mailing lists, or usually called mail lists. The first advantage is easy to collect question and answer mails in various domains. Second advantage is there are many mails which report the credibility of their previous mails, but sometimes there are many mails which report the many mails has incorrect answers. So the solution is the answer mails can be confirmed by using questionnaires reply mails. The third advantage is mail posted to mailing lists generally has key sentences. This article also discusses about language resources development, language resources development. First is by using question, direct answer, and questionnaires reply mails. The third is using expression including information about condition, symptom, and purpose extracted from the key sentence in the question mail and their sentences by using cool expressions. Now we're moving to the next article. Now we're moved to Hindi. It's about language of gazetteer preparation in India. The title is Gazetteer Preparation for Named Entity Recognition in India in Indian language. It's explain how to translate from English to Hindi and Hindi to English, because it's mentioned they really have a big differences one each other. English has 26 characteristics of alphabet, while Hindi has 52 characteristics of alphabets, and those are what make those two languages difficult to translate. The purpose of this article is so they don't have to translate it directly from Indian language to English. Okay, now we'll move again to the article which still related, because it still discuss about language, but this time we are on Bengali language. The title is Development of Bengali Named Entity Tagged Corpus and its use in NER system. Bengali is one of the world's large number one speakers, which over 200 million in Asia, and in Bangladesh just around 120 million, and in India is 70 million. This article mentions that in Bengali there is terms to reveal something. For example, NEB, it means brain, and many more. There is a list of many terms which used in Bengali language in this article. Next article is about how to produce formula from corpus linguistic, physical linguistic, and educational perspective. The title is Formulaic Language in Native Language and Second Language Speakers, which is psycholinguistic, corpus linguistics, and TESOL. From the research, this article said academic discourse can produce about 200 formulas. 2,000 formulas, and their investigation of the educational validity of this academic formula using 108 representative samples, 54 from lists of speech and 54 from lists of writing. It was chosen by stratified random sampling to represent 3 levels on each of the 3 factors, which is n-gram length, frequency band, and mutual information band. My next article is field independence, dependence, and the teaching of grammar. It mentions about field independent subjects better than deductive lesson, and field dependent subjects perform better with the example suggests as a usual alternative, at least for some students, to the usual classroom approach of teaching grammar, and it based on evidence presented in this article. While this article is talking about a problem in taking formative assessment of students, the title of the article is Formative Assessment Issues Across the Curriculum. The theory and the practice. This article mentions 4 ways to formative assessment in the last few years. It also mentions they are using classrooms dialogue, peer and self-assessment, commonly only marking or dialogue in writing, and formative assessment, and the last is formative use of summative tests. And finally, my last article. The title is Face to Face with the Ghost in the Machine, Psycholinguistics and TESOL. It explains about how individuals acquire language, store language, and could produce language detailed and clearly. This article also illustrate the range and the variety of the insight into second language performance that can be achieved by drawing on finding in psycholinguistics. The strength of finding and question is that they are not speculative or intuitive, but that by strong empirical evidence of how language users are actually behave. Well, I think that's all from me. I hope my explanation is quite clear, and I hope you can take the benefit from this video. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.